tomorrow isn't about Wolves. It's about whether Liverpool can win without comfort, without any stars, and especially with no excuses. And this is where elite managers separate themselves. This is when it's a seemingly easy game that they should win, but in actual fact, it's not. Now, this is going to be a very interesting one because this is the first time Liverpool and Wolves face each other this season, and especially on the back of the passing of Diogo Jota, you know that this is going to be a very emotional game. So that's going to be a very interesting dynamic to witness, because we know Wolves haven't been performing this season. They've been looking very, very poor. But Liverpool also haven't been convincing this season. They've also had spells where they looked exceptionally poor. And we dived into some of that in the last video, and you can have a look at that somewhere up here or here. I don't know where. I'll leave a card there. Check out that video for what's going on at Liverpool. But over here, I think this is also going to be a very emotionally taxing game for Liverpool. It's going to be a very difficult one, and it's going to test Arne Slot. And I think this is going to be his biggest test, because all eyes are going to be on Arne Slot's team tomorrow, and people are going to be wanting Liverpool to win comfortably. And if they don't, people will go like, look there, it's Arne Slot again. Or, hey, look, it's the team again. They're not looking good and they are bad. They just can't get a win. And I think it's going to be difficult. Wolves are going to come running at Liverpool at 100 kilometers per hour. They're going to make things very difficult. And I think they're going to want to exploit the vulnerabilities Liverpool will have because this match is so emotional. And that's going to make it very, very interesting. Now, if we have a look at the context of the Liverpool team, we have to keep in mind there's no Mo Salah. He's off at AFCON. There is no Alexander Isak out. There's no Dominic Szoboszlai picking up 5 cards. The last one he picked up was in the match against Tottenham, and of course suspended now for this match. So, one of our most consistent midfielders not available for this match. And then we also don't have the services of Cody Gakpo. Now, say what you want to about Gakpo, and I know there are some people that's really criticizing him this season. I've also been one of those questioning why Cody Gakpo is being used so much this season. Last season playing a total of 690 minutes. This season already in excess of 10 times he's played a full 90. What the hell's going on? Where we have alternative options, we are still seeing a lot of him. But not available for this match. That is the reality of what's going on in Liverpool at the moment. Now, this makes a very interesting dynamic. What type of team does Arne Slot put out against Wolves in a match that we know is going to be very, very emotional? Now, if it were up to me, if I had any say as to what team's going to run out there on that field tomorrow against Wolves, definitely, regardless of who else is going to be there, it definitely will include Federico Chiesa. Chiesa needs to start. This is his moment. This is his opportunity. This is what the Liverpool fans and the faithful have been calling for almost all season. Play Federico Chiesa. We love the guy. He loves us. He loves the club. He loves his teammates. I've never seen such a passionate footballer unutilized, never used. Wait, let me pause there. My predicted 11 is going to go Alisson in goal for sure. We're going to have Kerkez. Again, I think he is showing some signs of improvement. So Kerkez next to Van Dijk and Konate, and then Frimpong. If Bradley isn't 100%, and I don't think he is, he won't be, put Jeremy Frimpong in, starting. Don't bring him off the bench again. I think he was good enough in the last match. And look, that little pounding he took to the mouth didn't stop him. He continued to play, and I think that's a good sign that he's able to continue. If you want to make a rotation, bring Gomez on sometime. Is he even back from injury? I'll have to check up on that. Or you can let me know in the comments, because I can't recall at the moment. But have some alternative then, but start Jeremy Frimpong. In the midfield, we are going to go with Jones and Gravenberg. I think they're going to play well over there. And then ahead of them, you're going to have to go with McAllister, Florian Wirtz. The man I want in Federico Chiesa, and in front we're going to play Hugo Ekitike. I think that type of team gives Liverpool adequate discipline over here, because what are you going to do against Wolves? Do we stretch them? In the midfield, do we try and control them early enough and get the goal? That Arne Slot will have to work out. But for me, that team there will give Liverpool consistent control throughout the match. And I think a player like Federico Chiesa is going to bring the necessary adrenaline, if I may, to this match. Is going to be able to feed a lot of quality balls to Hugo Ekitike and to Florian Wirtz. And he's also going to be an immediate threat to Wolves as well. I know Wolves have been very vulnerable, but I think they're going to sit deep in a low block. But the caliber of players that we have there are able to tear apart teams that play in a low block. And we're going to have a strategy for that. Gone are the days where we can make the excuse of, oh no, the team that we played in a low block and it made it difficult for us to score. I think we need to stop that narrative. And when I say us, I don't mean us as fans. I think we've been thinking similar. But, time and time again, we've heard in press conferences the excuse of the opposition had been playing in a low block and it made it difficult for us. Well, then we need to find the solution, and we have the caliber of players to actually find a solution to open up gaps and opportunities, because that's all we need. The type of strikers Liverpool have acquired in Ekitike and Alexander Isak is exactly that type of the player who can play in those narrow spaces. Just feed them the quality ball, or feed them the ball, and they'll be able to get you the goal that you actually want. And that is what I'm hoping to see, even if Wolves play deep. Now, if we get into any type of situation like we did against Tottenham or against Leeds or against any of the other teams, again, where Liverpool have been performing poorly, where the midfield is playing on top of the defensive line, and defenders are trying to shove midfielders out of their space, or if we get into a situation like we did at Tottenham, where there's 4 Tottenham players in Liverpool's box and there are 10, and this is not an exaggerated number, 10 Liverpool players trying to defend that ball. That rubbish needs to stop, because when the defender heads the ball clear, there's no midfielder to pick it up, because the midfielder is in the defensive line. We need to be more disciplined. And when Liverpool played that diamond formation, the 4-4-2 diamond formation, there was no opportunity for those midfielders to come and lay deep and lay inside of the defensive line. They played with a lot more confidence, and that's what we need to see. These guys can't come out here and play with a lot of fear. Be brave, be bold, and do what is necessary. Spread out, make the pitch big, and that is how you take control, and especially against a team like Wolves. Don't allow 2 Wolves players to run up into Liverpool's box, and the entire Liverpool team is there, and there's no one to pick up the second ball. That rubbish needs to stop, and the players need to be held to account for that. But I digress. For me, this will be a real test of Arne Slot controlling behavior and discipline on the field. I do think he is trying to do the right thing. We've seen him shouting at the players to just spread out, and the players just don't do that. They play in these little tight spaces because it looks like they are afraid of the opposition, where the manager is telling them, hey, what the hell, man, get out. You can do this. You've got this. And I hope he's able to instill that type of discipline in this team. It's definitely needed. I want to see that, certainly. And I think that is what's going to give Liverpool the win against Wolves. Nothing less than that. This is going to be a major test for Arne Slot. It is going to be a test of whether he can instill the discipline that is needed. And It's not about Wolves. It's about whether Liverpool can do this without those injured and unavailable stars being there. Because I tell you now, we still have stars in the squad. Let me know what you think. Does Liverpool have this one in the bag? Can they beat Wolves? I don't want to get ahead of myself. I like to think that I'm confident and say, yeah, Liverpool can. But I'm always a little scared. But let me know, what do you think? Will Liverpool be able to pull this one off? Hit a like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We're on our way to reaching 100 subscribers by the end of January. And I think you and I, we can do this. Have an awesome one, and I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. I'm going to go and grab something to eat. It's time to go and take the family out on a picnic, and it's the day before my anniversary, so I just want to sort the kids out today. They're getting none of my attention tomorrow. It's Liverpool and the wife, and that's how we're going to do this. Well, I'll catch you on the next one.